Today we're going to be talking about all the jewelry that Elvis wore in the movie That's the Way It Is. Starting with the watch he's wearing in the rehearsals, he's wearing a Corum watch. It's made out of an 1892 $20 gold coin. It was sold during the GWS auction sanctioned by Priscilla Presley a couple years ago. It fetched $37,500. Keeping in line with the coin theme, we're going to move to Elvis's legendary coin ring that he wore so often. He had so many different coin rings. Whenever one comes up for auction, it's always hard to tell, is it that That's the Way It Is one? Is it not? We can see that the ring is textured on the sides, and it also has like a silver ring around the top of it. The only ring that's ever come up for auction that matches both of those was sold by Heritage Auctions. It features an 1853 $2.50 gold coin, and when it went up for auction, it actually did not sell. Going to his other pinky, in the rehearsals he's wearing the same ring that he wore for the 68 comeback special. That ring is owned by Bud Glass and is part of the King's Ransom Museum. Shifting over to his wedding bands, a lot of the times he's wearing a double stack of both his second and third wedding bands. It sold in 2006 as part of the Profiles in History auction for $90,000. The other wedding band, I assume, is still in the possession of Graceland because it's never come up for auction before. The distinct features of the ring are that it's kind of shaped like a parallelogram and features 8 round cut diamonds. Also sold at the GWS auction alongside of the coin watch is the lion's head ring that he also wore in lieu of his wedding bands in a couple of the shows. Fetched $130,000. For a majority of the shows, on his right pinky finger, Elvis was wearing a custom-made EP guitar ring. Today it is owned by Michael Minden Jewelers in Las Vegas, and they will make you a replica for a price. Now, I bet a lot of you are wondering about a very curious ring that he only wore on opening night. Just last night, I was reading that book that has all the interviews with the TCB band, and it brought up Sammy Davis Jr. It said one night after the show, Sammy was in the suite. Elvis noticed that he was wearing a ring on every finger, and he thought it'd be funny to say, "Sammy, you know what you need? Another ring." Elvis took a ring off of his finger and gave it to Sammy. Now, after what show was Sammy in the suite? August 10th, 1970, the only show that we ever have pictures or video of Elvis wearing that ring. It's not the same one from 1969. It's not the same one he's wearing in October of 1970. So while I was researching this, I came across another story on some Elvis blog about Elvis giving Sammy Davis Jr. this ring. Apparently, Elvis looked down at his hand, saw this massive piece of black star sapphire, and said, "This is the biggest black star sapphire I've ever seen, so I'm going to give it to the biggest black star I've ever seen." He took the ring off of his finger and gave it to Sammy Davis Jr., which the blog reports had a 52-carat piece of black star sapphire. So there's no doubt in my mind that's what happened to it. Likely the reason why it's never surfaced at auction is because in 1990, Sammy Davis Jr. was raided by the IRS. So it is likely that that massive black star sapphire ring was auctioned off to somebody without ever knowing that it was owned by Elvis Presley or owned by Sammy Davis Jr. Last, we have to talk about Elvis's ID bracelet. So Elvis got this famous ID bracelet in 1963, and he wore it a ton. In her book, Ginger Alden details Elvis giving her this bracelet in 1976. That's all of the jewelry that Elvis wore in the movie That's the Way It Is.